Welcome, campers and families, to another episode of Virtual Companion Camp. We know it's a hard time for everybody stuck at home, so we made this special camp for you to see inside Houston Humane Society and check out all of our awesome, cool, amazing animals. So today, the first thing is a very special treat. I don't know if you guys saw, but we had a seizure where we saved 222 animals from one person's house over in Katy. Just a little while ago, we saved all of the animals from that location, and some of them are the very special animals you're about to meet right now. We have 3 awesome ferrets here, so let's go check them out. So right now here with me, we have one of our awesome campers too. This is Maya. Hi. She's one of our campers who actually participated this summer, and she's here playing with our little furry ferret Milo. And you can see we have 2 others here behind me. And ferrets are really cool because they love to play. They're very, very curious creatures, and they like to make little tunnels and things like that. So here he goes, trying to bury himself in his little in a little tunnel. They are naturally animals that burrow, and they're really resourceful. So they will find like a prairie dog or a bunny burrow that's been abandoned and make that their home. So they're actually used to exist out in the wild, but now they're only pets, and they are related to the weasel, actually, but they're really great pets. They're super playful. They love like little cat toys, anything shiny, little crumpled up things they love. And remember, they're tricky little buddies, so they have to be supervised. And if you do end up getting a ferret and taking one home, you can see even this playpen wall is nothing for these ferrets. So you have to have something especially for ferrets with, smaller holes so they don't escape. And this is our little buddy Milo, and he is adoptable. Him and his 2 other ferret buddies are going up on the adoption floor today, and all animals are still $25, thanks to Bissell's Empty the Shelter event. Hey, Milo. So here's our little buddy Milo. They're really friendly, really curious, really great little pets. They sleep most of the day, like 14 to 18 hours out of the day. And the other day, as you saw, he's very, very playful. But you can see they're also really cuddly, and they like having another ferret friend. So it's best if you do want to adopt one of our guys, consider adopting, all of them together. They did come together. They were rescued together. And you can see here we have one in his little hammock house. I'm going to go ahead and put Milo back with his little friends. But all of these guys are all super, super friendly. They're really sweet critters. And they live about 5 to 10 years. They would be a great little companion for anybody looking for a new pet during this time. And, remember, pets are, they're so cute. Pets are a great stress reliever. So if you're at home with nothing to do, a ferret would be a great pet for anybody looking to add, something fun to their day-to-day. Ferrets should be taken out and played with every day. And these guys are just a ton of fun. All right. Cool, so now we're going to our next segment, which is covering pretty much why do shelters exist. And we're featuring a special guest, Dee Dee, and who's this doggy right here. She's a foster dog, so we brought her foster mom here to talk to us. Hi. She's going to talk to us about why do shelters exist. So we know that animal shelters, like I said with the ferrets, we rescued them from a hoarding situation where there were over hundreds of animals basically trapped in one person's house. But we get all types of animals coming to us without homes, who have been abused and neglected. So that's pretty much why shelters exist. With some animals, they need, extra love and attention, which is why we have fosters. So I'm gonna ask our foster mom a couple of questions, and she's gonna tell us all about Dee Dee. So how long have you been a foster and volunteering here?
For about 2 years now.
Okay.
And this would be my 4th foster.
Wow. So we have some experience over here. You can see she's really good with Dee Dee. So tell us about Dee Dee.
So Dee Dee came in as a stray. She was abandoned, so we don't have any history on her. And she came in with mange, and she was heartworm positive. And so they asked, the Houston Humane Society Clinic asked if I would foster her through her mange. As you can see, she doesn't have much mange anymore. It's her hair is growing back. And as far as the heartworm treatment, she's in the middle of it. So she probably will be available for adoption in a little over a month.
So why is fostering these type of animals important?
Well, in Dee Dee's case, she needed to go to a foster family to heal, because otherwise she wouldn't heal if she wasn't in a home setting. The mange is it's a stress. It's brought on by stress, and if she was in the shelter, she would have probably never been cured of the mange.
Okay, so fosters, they can be fostered for several reasons, but in Dee Dee's case, it's like a medical condition that she had where she was losing her fur, brought on by stress. So she needed to be in a loving home, very calm and relaxing environment that a foster provides for these dogs to heal so that they can be adopted.
And same with the heartworm.
Yes.
She can't get too excited when she's going through her heartworm treatments.
Yeah, so it's good for any animal that's going through a heartworm treatment. They need to be at a foster home because it needs to be in a low stress environment where they can get lots of love, attention, and feel really relaxed. As you can see, look at Dee Dee. She looks completely at home.
And she's learning how to get along with other dogs, because I have a couple dogs at home, and learning to be potty trained. She says I'm super close. Super close.
So with fostering, and we do want to emphasize, we are looking for fosters for our animals. You can be fostered for medical reasons like Dee Dee, but also animals who are too young to be adopted, or animals who have behavioral issues. So if you do decide to become a foster with Houston Humane Society, what are some of the things that you get as a foster?
So I understand that all the medical is taken care of in the clinic. So like for Dee Dee, the heartworm treatment, she goes to the clinic and gets that, and mange, and shampoo. She has a special shampoo that I have to shampoo her every week to help with control the mange. And I understand that crates are provided. Yes,
we do provide. If you're interested in fostering, we will provide the crate, puppy pads. If you have a kitten or a puppy, we'll provide formula, food, all types of things, and even the food for the whole duration of the foster if you need it. Now, for here we have all types of animals available to be fostered, and you can choose what animal to foster. If you want a kitten or a puppy, if you want to work with behavior, if you want to work with medical, you can choose which animal you foster. And it's so rewarding. Yes.
You're truly saving an animal that was either sick or maybe is not socialized. It needs to be socialized and learn how to be around other dogs and people and kids. It's very rewarding.
Oh, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing Dee Dee's story.
Say bye-bye.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Say see you in a month.
Okay, guys, so we're going to check out our next segment. Dee Dee, you saw, was amazing foster dog. And think about fostering, because we have a lot of extra animals here that need to be in a home, not just the ones with behavior issues, but consider fostering some of the animals that have been here a long time. So our next segment is our trick of the day. And we have a special foster animal in here who's available to be fostered. Let's go meet her. Here we come. Let's go. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi. So Ashley back with Aurora. We're going to talk a little bit about leash walking today. Really important, just kind of a daily thing that we all go through with the dog. Before that though, I wanted to talk about leash form and etiquette before we actually get into the walking. So you always want to leash a dog when it's calm. Don't leash a dog that's jumping on you, that's acting crazy, that's getting worked up. If you leash the dog when it's doing that, you're basically enabling a bad behavior, so it will continue. So always leash a calm dog. Wanted to talk a little bit about slip leads. So the slip lead, like I have here, always has what we call a keeper. Now these come in many different forms. Sometimes it's a button that you push down, it goes down. This one's just a little leather keeper. Make sure that we have that cinched down. Not all the way down, but just enough so that your dog's not going to slip out of its slip lead. Okay. And also know what's appropriate for your dog. Slip leads are not recommended for animals that have shorter snouts. So that's your boxers, your bulldogs. Roro being sweet. And also, I don't recommend slip leads for smaller dogs that tend to have collapsing trachea issues. So that would be Pomeranians, Papillons, anything like that. So getting in on the leash walking. So number one thing with leash walking is you always want to remember you don't want your leash to be real tight and taut. Not only will that create just a pattern of repetitious bad behavior for you and your dog walking. You know, you don't want to be pulling a dog that's about to pull your arm out of socket. But also, I want you to keep in mind, as long as this leash is loose, the animal doesn't have to be right at our sides. I know a lot of trainers prefer that, but as long as the walk is comfortable for both you and your animal, it should be good. So I like to start off just practicing a walk with an animal. Now, Aurora is very good at leash walking. This was a very, very practiced thing. Me and her have been going over this for months, so she is already a very excellent leash walker. But if I was in a situation where the dog is just pulling and pulling and pulling, and I'm basically chasing or being pulled after a dog, I have an easy, simple thing that you can practice at home that will help reduce that bad behavior. Come here, Ro. So if I'm walking with Ro and she decides to pull me, all I do is stop in place. I take one step back, and then usually I'll ask for a command that she already knows. So let's say sit. Sit. And remember, don't repeat your command word. And then we can continue with the walk. So basically what I'm doing is I'm redirecting from that bad behavior, i.e. that pulling really bad on leash, and I'm bringing it back. I'm saying, no, we're not going to continue that with that behavior. I'm asking her for a sit. I'm basically asking her to focus her attention towards me again. And then we get a treat, and then we keep going. And you repeat that every time that your animal tries to pull on leash or, you know, take the lead in an unnecessary way.
Sorry guys, Aurora tried to end the live. We are back.
Aurora messed with the live. But yeah, and always, please, once again, remember, the dog doesn't have to be right at your side. If your animal is on a loose leash and they're comfortable, then you have a good walking companion.
Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Tune in next Friday. And remember, all adoptions today are still $25. And you could even take Aurora home today for only $25. She is a great little girl. She's still young, about a year or two old. She's a very friendly girl. She's been here since November, so she's been here a while. She could even be fostered because she's been here since November. So come to our shelter. Remember, you have to make an appointment to adopt. So give us a call, make an appointment, come consider adopting an animal right now is a great time to adopt because we're all stuck at home and animals are definitely one of our #1 stress relievers. As you can see, who couldn't be happy looking at Aurora's face. She's such a great dog. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you this Friday.